student. Today I am going to start the science first chapter. Okay. Up to now we have done 2 chapters from the old textbook. Okay, and this is the first lesson from the new revised textbook, crop production and management. Okay, okay students, look at your textbooks and start learning. Paheli and Boj went to their uncle's house during the summer vacation. Their uncle is a farmer. One day they saw some tools like kurpi, sickle, shovel, plow, etc. in the field. Okay, one day what happened? The Paheli and the Boju, they went to their uncle's house in the summer vacation. You also go in the summer vacation, you also go to the other places, the vacation places, no? Okay, in the same way, Paheli and Boju also, they both also went to their uncle's house in the summer vacation. Their uncle, what their uncle is doing, he is a farmer. Okay, and they saw some of the equipments in the field. Okay, which are the equipments they have seen? Kurpi, sickle, shovel, and plow. Okay, and I want to know where and how he used these tools. Boju was thinking that I want to see all these tools where they are going to use and how they will use. We have learned that all living organisms require food. Okay, every living organisms which are present on the earth, they need the food to survive. Plants can make their food themselves. Can you recall how green plants synthesize their own food? Animals, including humans, cannot make their own food. So, where do animals get their food from? Okay. In the previous year only we have learned that how the plants will prepare their own food. Only the plants are preparing their own food. Okay, living the plants, all the organisms which are present on the earth, they are depending for the food on the other only. It may be a plants or else it may be a animals. Okay, all the organisms which are present living, which are living organisms, they will depended for the others, for the food. Okay, we know that in the previous class only we have learned, not previous class, previous year only we have learned that how the plants will synthesize their food. But first of all, why do we have to eat food? Okay, and the boss what was he thinking? First of all, why we should eat the food? You already know that energy from the food is utilized by the organisms for carrying out the various body functions such as digestion, respiration and excretion. We get our food from plants and animals or both. Okay, you have already learned that why we eat food, because to do all the other activities, so we need energy. To get energy, we have to eat the food. Some of them such as digestion, respiration and excretion also. We get our food from plants or animals or both. How we will get the food? We will get the food from the plants or else from the animals, or else some of the people they are consuming the both also. Since we all need food, how can we provide food to a large number of people in our country? Okay, since all of them need the food, then how can we provide food for all the members? Because the population of India is very greater than other countries. So how we can provide food for all those people? Okay, then Paheli said that food has to be produced on a large scale. What she said, we have to produce more and more food in a large scale, large amount. In order to provide food for a large population, regular production, proper management and distribution is necessary. Okay, in order to provide food for all the people, for the large population, there should be a regular reproduction. Means continuously we have to produce the food and proper management. Okay, after producing we have to maintain it properly, and we have to distribute the where it is necessary. Distribution is necessary. Okay, see, that was said by the Paheli. Okay, now we'll come to the agricultural practices. In box they have given here, that is a interesting point. They will give you the box. Till 10,000 BC, people were nomadic. They were wandering in groups from place to place in search of food and shelter. They ate raw fruits and vegetables and started hunting animals for food. Later, they could cultivate land and produce rice, wheat, and other food crops. Thus was born agriculture. Okay, till 10,000 BCE means before Common Era. Okay, people they are nomadic means they won't settle in one place. Okay, they will be move on from one place to another place in search of the food. Okay. And also food and shelter. They ate what they are going to eat means they are eating some of the raw vegetables, fruits, roots. Okay, and also they used to kill. They started hunting the animals for food. Afterwards, they settled in one place and they started the cultivation of the crops. They produce rice, wheat, and other food crops. From that time, the agriculture has been started. When plants of the same kind are cultivated at one place on a large scale, it is called a crop. Okay, when a plant, same kind of the plants are grown in a large scale, in large place we are growing the same crop, same kind of cultivation are done. That is called what? Crop. For example, crop of wheat means that all the plants grow in a field are that of wheat. Okay, if we are cultivating the wheat means in the large scale of place we are growing only the wheat. That is called crop of wheat. You already know that crops are the different types of cereals like cereals, vegetables and fruits. Okay, we know that crop means not only the wheat, it includes the different types of cereals, pulses, vegetables and fruits also. These can be classified on the basis of the season in which they grow. Okay, according to the seasons, they will grow the different cereals, pulses, vegetables and fruits also. India is a vast country. The climatic conditions like temperature, humidity and rainfall vary from one region to another. Okay, India is a very large country. The climatic condition, the climate is different from the one place to another place like temperature. Okay, the temperature will be different from the different places and the humidity and the rainfall is also very different from one place to another place. Accordingly, there is a variety of crops grown in different parts of the country according to the climate, temperature and the humidity and rainfall. In the same way, the crops also grown in different parts of the country. Despite this diversity, two broad cropping patterns can be identified. These are according to the seasons. The two crops has been identified, that is the kharif crop and the rabi crops. Kharif crops and the rabi crops. The crops which are sown in the rainy season are called kharif crops. Okay, the crops which are sown means which are growing in the rainy season. They are called what? Kharif crops. Kharif crops. The rainy season in India is generally from the June to September. In India, the rainy season will be from the June to September. Paddy, maize, soybean, groundnut and cotton are kharif crops. In rainy season, what are the grains will grow? That is from June to September is the kharif crops. Okay, paddy, maize, soybean, groundnut and cotton are the kharif crops because these plants need the more and more water, so they are grown in the rainy season. Next is rabi crops. The crops grown in the winter season, October to March, are called rabi crops. Okay, the crops which will grow from the October to March, they are called what? Rabi crops. Examples of rabi crops are wheat, gram, pea, mustard and linseed. Okay, these are the examples of rabi crops. The winter season in India will start from the October to March. In that time only they will grow these grains, these crops. Besides, these pulses and vegetables are grown during summer at many places. Okay, besides that, in summer season also they will grow some of the vegetables and pulses can be grown in different parts of the country. Basic practices of crop production. Okay, these are the crops which we have grown, we have learned now. Okay, but to grow the crops, what are the basic practices we should do before growing the crop, to grow the crops? Why paddy cannot be grown in the winter season? Bojan is asking why paddy is not grown in winter season. Paddy requires a lot of water, therefore it grows only in the rainy season. I said no, the crops which need more water, they grow in the rainy season. So, paddy means you will eat rice, no? That before that it will be a paddy, and afterwards it will convert that they will convert that into a rice. The paddy want more and more water, requires it more water, so they will be grown in the rainy season itself. Cultivation of crops involves several activities undertaken by the farmers over a period of time. Cultivation of crops requires a different activities. It has been done by the farmer over a period of time. Time to time they have to do these activities. You may find that these activities are similar to those carried out by a gardener or even by you when you grown ornamental plants in your house. Okay, these activities are also done by the gardeners. They are seeing some of the people are working always in the parks, and you may be also done some of the works like in the while you are growing some of the plants like tulsi plants, money plant. Okay, by cutting their leaves, by putting some fertilizers, water time to time. Okay, these are the activities. These are the activities or tasks are referred to as agricultural practices, which are listed below. Okay, these are the activities that has to be done by the agricultural practices. First one is preparation of soil. Preparation of soil, and second one is sowing, and third one is adding manure, and fertilizers. Fourth one is irrigation. Fifth is protecting from weeds. Harvesting, sixth is harvesting, and seventh is storage. Okay, these are the 7 agricultural practices has to be done by the farmers. First is the preparation of soil, and second is sowing seeds, and third is adding manure and fertilizers, and fourth is irrigation, fifth is protecting from the weeds, and sixth is harvesting, and seventh is storing. These are the agricultural practices that the farmer has to do in a particular time. Okay, first we come to the preparation of soil. What do you mean by the preparation of soil? Preparation of soil. Okay, the preparation of soil in the first step before growing a crop. One of the most important tasks in agriculture is to turn the soil and loosen it. This allows the roots to penetrate deep into the soil. The loose soil allows the roots to breathe easily even when they go deep into the soil. Why does the losing of soil allow the roots to breathe easily? Okay, first and most step is the preparation of soil. What will do for the soil? The first step before growing the crop is it is the most important task in agriculture to turn the soil. Okay, to make the soil which is below the soil, to have to turn the soil, and also we have to loosen the soil. This allows the root, okay, to penetrate deep into the soil. Okay, this allows the roots of the plants to go deep inside the soil and hold the soil. The loose soil allows the roots to breathe easily when they go deep into the soil. Okay, the loose soil, what will happen? It allows the roots to breathe easily, to get the air easily when if they go deep into the earth also. Why does the loosening of soil allow the roots to breathe easily? Why the loosening of soil? How it is allows to the roots to breathe easily? The loosened soil helps in the growth of the earthworms and microbes present in the soil. Okay, when we loosen the soil, it helps to grow the small rain. You have seen when it rains, you have seen some of the small snake-like structures. Okay, it may be into a 15-13 inches. Okay, it will be a very soft. They are called what? Earthworms. And also some of the microbes which are present in the soil help them to grow also. These organisms are friends to the farmers since they further turn and loosen the soil and add humus to it. But the soil needs to be turned and loosened. Okay, when these microbes and the worms laterally, they will turn into a humus, and it is very useful to the farmers to form the humus in the soil. Why we loosen means we have to loosen. When we loosen the soil only, all these activities will occur. You have learned in the previous classes the soil contains minerals, water, air, and some living organisms. Okay, in the previous year only have learned that in soil these are some of the air, water content, air, and also some of the living organisms also present in the soil. In addition, dead plants and animals get decomposed by soil organisms. Okay, along with that, some of the dead plants and also some of the animals has been decayed, and it will form in the dead plants and animals. They get decomposed by the soil organisms. In this way, various nutrients in the dead organisms are released back into the soil. Okay, by this phase, various nutrients will be left into the soil, which helps in the growth of the plants. These nutrients are again absorbed by the plants. Okay, the nutrients which are mixed in the soil, these nutrients will be absorbed by the plants. Okay, since only a few centimeters of the top layer of the soil support the plant growth, only the few centimeters of the soil which are present on the earth which will support the plant to grow. Turning and loosening of soil brings the nutrient-rich soil to the top, so that plants can use these nutrients. Okay, by turning and also the loosening soil, which makes the soil fertile and also the rich in nutrients, which helps the plants to use those nutrients. Thus turning and loosening of soil very important for cultivation of crop. For this only, it is very important to turn on the soil and also the loose of the soil. The process of turning, loosening and turning of soil is called what? Tilling or plowing. Okay, the process of turning of the soil or loosening of the soil is called what? Tilling or plowing. This is done by using a plow. Plows are made of wooden or iron. If the soil is very dry, it may need watering before plowing. The plowed field may have big clumps of soil called clumps. It is necessary to break in these clumps. Letting the field is beneficial for sowing as well as for the irrigation. Leveling of soil also is done with the help of the leveler. Sometimes manure is added to the soil before tilling. This helps in proper mixing of manure with soil, and with soil the soil is moistened before sowing. Okay, you have seen here students, this is the plow which are used to loosen up the soil. You see here the farmer is plowing the land to loosen up the soil and also to turn the soil. The plow is made up of the wood or else from the iron. Okay, if the soil is very dry first before plowing, they will they will water those land before plowing. After plowing, some of the crumbs, means big balls of the mud will be come up, and it has been crumbs and it has been smashed to make the ground level, and also it is beneficial for sowing and also for the irrigation. Leveling also is done by the leveler. Sometimes manure is added to the soil before plowing. Because while plowing, the manure and the soil will be mixed properly. The soil is moistened before sowing. After this, they will moisten the soil before sowing the seeds. This is how they will prepare the preparation of soil before the cultivation. Okay, agricultural implements. Before sowing the seeds, it is necessary to break soil clumps to get better yield. This is done with the help of various tools. The main tool used for this purpose are plow, hoe, and cultivator. Okay, before sowing the seeds, it is very necessary to break down the big crumbs and clear powder for the better yield. And also, this is how they will do. This will be done with the help of the plow or a hoe and cultivator. In the next page, they have given the picture of a hoe. This is also a picture of hoe which is used for the loosening and busting the clumps. Okay, students, and plow. This is being used since the ancient times for tilling the soil, adding fertilizers to the crops, removing the weeds, and turning the soil. Plow. What are the use of the plow? Is it has been used from the ancient time itself. They used this plow for the tilling the soil, adding fertilizer to the crops, and removing the weeds. Weeds means the unnecessary plants which are grown in middle of the crops, and turning the soil also. This is made of wood and drawn by a pair of bulls or other animals. Okay, as you know, this is the plow. To till the earth, they will use the pair of a bulls, or else they may some of them will use the buffaloes also, and some of them they will use horses and camels also for plowing. It contains a strong triangular iron strip called plowshare. Okay, you have seen it here, no? Okay, it is in the shop. It has a triangular shape, and here there will be a big iron piece which is attached to the hood. Okay, that is called what? Plowshare. The main part of the plow is a long log of wood which is called a plow shaft. Okay, main part of the plow is this big wooden stick. Okay, that is called what? Plow shaft. And this is the plowshare here. You can see in the picture in textbook, you can see that there are some parts of the plow here, plow shaft and plowshare are here, and the beam. Okay, along with this there will be a long beam which is attached to the plow shaft, and it has been carried by the bulls. There is a handle at one end of the shaft. The other end is attached to the beam which is placed on the bull's neck. One pair of bulls and a man can easily operate the plow. Okay, one man and one pair of bulls are necessary for operating the plow. The indigenous wooden plow is increasingly being replaced by iron plows nowadays. Okay, nowadays the wooden plows has been replaced to the iron plows nowadays. Hoe. It is a simple tool which is used for removing weeds and for loosening the soil. Hoe. In the next page they have given the picture of the hoe. Why it has been used? It has been used for removing the weeds, unnecessary plants, and loosening the soil also. It has a long rod of wood or iron. It also has having the long rod. Okay, a strong, broad and bent plate of iron is fixed to one of its end. Okay, one of its end, it has been, some of the strong and broad bent plate has been fixed to it and works like a blade. This is pulled by the animals. Okay, this is also a little bit like a plow itself, but it is used for loosening and also for the clearing the weeds. Okay, but it is made up of the iron. This is the bent plate which is very strong and sharp, and this is the grip or handle, and the beam is here, and it is being pulled by the animals. Okay, first is plow, hoe, and next is the cultivator. Nowadays, plowing is done by tractor-driven cultivator. The use of cultivator saves labor and time. Okay. Cultivator, now they will use the tractors for tilling the plowing to the lands. Okay. By this, what will happen? We can save the labor and also the time also. In the picture, you can see the tractor now how it will till the soil. Okay, this is about the preparation of soil, students. Remaining, I will start in the next session. That is, second point is sowing. Okay. Next, open to the end of the text, end of the lesson. They have given, select the correct words from the following list and fill in the blanks in 13th page. The same. Okay, they have given the, choose the correct answers here. Up to now, what I have done the lesson is, up to that I will give you, you have to write the answer. The same kind of plants grown and cultivated on large scale at a same place is called what? In the bracket they have given float, water, crop, nutrients or preparation. Okay, the first answer is what? Crop. Okay, the same kind of plants grown and cultivated large scale is called what? That is a crop. First is crop, and second, the first step before growing crops, dash is of the soil. Okay, before growing the crops, what we have to do? We have, what is the first step? That is preparation of soil. Okay, in second fill in the blanks is preparation. First is crop and second is preparation. Okay, C and D I didn't understand that lesson. I had not completed that lesson. Okay, come to match the following. Kharif crops, rabi crops, chemical fertilizer and organic fertilizers they have given. Kharif crops. Okay, which are the kharif crops? Paddy and maize. E1. Okay, E is the answer. Paddy and maize is the kharif crops. And rabi crops. Which are rabi crops? Wheat, gram and pea. Okay, wheat, gram, pea are the rabi crops. Kharif crops are paddy and maize, and rabi crops are wheat, gram and pea. Okay, give two examples. Third one, give two examples of each. Kharif crop, rabi crop. Kharif crop, which are the kharif crops? Paddy, maize, cotton. Okay, you can write three also. Okay, the first one is kharif crop. No, examples for kharif crops are paddy, maize, cotton. Okay, and examples for rabi crop are wheat, gram, pea. Okay, write on third one also. Okay, remaining I will explain. I will give these questions in the next class. I have given you first to fill in the blanks, first to match the following, and the third one is give two examples of each. Okay, three have to first you match that in textbook itself. Match the following and fill in the blanks. After completing the lesson, you can write it in the notes. But you first you match that in the textbook itself and write down two fill in the blanks in the textbook itself. Along with that third one, give the examples also. I have to write in textbook itself. After that, I will give you notes. Okay, this time. Okay, students, thank you.